Welcome to Backyard Smokers Barbecue. Today we're going to be smoking up an Aldi rib roast on my Weber kettle using the reverse sear method. Let's go check it out. Yeah. Here's our rib roast. It was originally 8 pounds. It had a lot of hard fat that was not needed, so I removed it. And we also Frenched the bone just for presentation's sake. Our binder that we're going to be using today is extra virgin olive oil, again from Aldi. The rub that we're going to use is going to be my homemade midnight smoke rub. It's got coffee, brown sugar, black pepper, kosher salt, mustard, and a couple other good things. Something that you can use that is commercially available is this Weber sweet cracked pepper. This is great for beef, pork, and chicken. A blend of spices, brown sugar, and a complex flavor. I can tell you right now, commercially, this is my favorite beef rub. It's got a nice peppery taste, but it also has a little bit of sweetness from that brown sugar to mellow the pepper out. It's good stuff. Alright, let's go ahead and put our rub on. Like I said, we're going to start off with a little bit of olive oil on it first to get this rub nice and stuck on here. You want to coat all edges of this rib roast with your binder. That way you can get bark on everything that you want bark on. Okay, now we'll go ahead and apply our rub. Pat that in. So this coffee rub that I made, it is very strong and intense. So I'm going to use a little bit less on this today than I normally would, just because I want the beef flavor to speak for itself. Alright, let's get the side as well. Pat it in. Let's go to the other side. This is going to be for some good eating. Alright, let's get our olive oil on the back side. And if you go a little heavy on the rub, that's okay too. Won't be a big deal. This is not really for competition or anything. It's not really for presentation's sake, so we're just trying to get the most flavor out of here, so uniformity is not that big of a deal today. And finally, we'll get the front of it on here. Just so you have a nice coating of our rub all over. And we'll pat that in. Alright, there is our 8-pound Aldi rib roast, trimmed up, got a rub on it. Next, we're going to go out to our smoker, get it fired up, and we'll put it on. Alright y'all, we have about 10 to 12 Royal Oak briquettes in our starter here, getting ready for our smoke. As you can see, it's currently snowing outside, so that's going to be a nice challenge to get this cooked done efficiently. So we'll keep you updated on that today. Let's look at our setup for our kettle here. So in the kettle we have a 2-zone cook setup today. We are doing, again, the Royal Oak briquettes, probably about 100 to 120. And we'll put the meat on the left side of the grill. We have our Inkbird iBarbecue 6X thermometer running today. So we'll have one on the grill temp and one inside the rib roast to make sure it's nice and good. We'll update you here in a couple minutes once we get the coals lit. Alright y'all, let's get this charcoal on our kettle. Alright, we got our charcoal on. Let's get this baby put back together. We're gonna run our bottom vent wide open until our coals come up to our temperature we want, which will probably start closing it down about 200 degrees. We'll start closing the vents down. It's a cold day, so we're going to let it get as warm as we can, as quick as we can, and hopefully maintain from there. Our top vent's also going to run wide open until our coals are ready. Then we'll probably kick it down to about halfway open, and we'll see what goes from there. Be back in a couple minutes. We're about to stick our rib roast on. We also have a side of what they call baby baker potatoes. I will send a link in the description how to make those. This is not my recipe, but it is a very good recipe. Alright, so let's get this rib roast on. And again, we're going to go indirect with the rib roast. We're going to put our thermometer about halfway through the rack of meat to make sure we have a good internal temperature reading. And then one step I forgot to do is to put some hickory on these coals. Let me get those on real quick. And we're just going to use a handful of hickory on this. It's not going to be on too long today, so just light smoke flavor on here. Alright, let's get these potatoes on. Kind of have to form the pan to your kettle here. We got an extra large pan, so hopefully that'll work out for us. And put your lid back on and make sure the vent is opposite of your coals to get that nice smoke over your rib roast. We'll check in on this rib roast probably in about 45 minutes to an hour once the temperature comes up to about 105 degrees. Then we'll look at some searing to get some nice crust on the rib roast. Alright y'all, we're back in about 90 minutes in, I would say. Take a look at our rib roast and our potatoes real quick. Oh yeah. That is looking good. Alright. We, of course, that's my thermometer. I have two probes in today. One is monitoring the grill temperature and the other is monitoring the internal temperature of our rib roast. Looks like our rib roast is sitting at about 79 degrees internal temp. And once we put the lid back on here on our kettle, it'll go back up to where I want it at about 225, 250. Alright, we'll check back in with you guys in a little bit. Whew. Man, that was good. Probe these potatoes for tenderness. Oh yeah, coming right in and out. Perfect. You pull those taters off. Get a nice look at those. You could just smell these. So good. Let's take a temperature on our rib roast. Let's go right in the middle. Looking like about 107 in the middle. The outside's getting close. Yeah, let's go ahead and sear this baby. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to open all my vents all the way up. And we are going to let these coals get nice and hot. And we'll come back for a sear. Alright, we got the top, bottom, and one side seared. Let's get it over and sear the other side. Oh boy, that's gonna be good. Alright, I'll meet you guys inside. Alright guys, we just pulled our rib roast off of the kettle. We're gonna let it rest probably for about 20 minutes. And we'll cut in. Wow. Alright, we just wrapped up our rib roast video. It's wonderful. It's very easy to make. Don't let the big cut of meat fool you. Just take it at 225 to 250 on your smoker for a couple hours. Put it to about 115 degrees internal temperature. Then flip it over to your coals to sear it until you get about 120 degrees. Bring it inside, let it rest for about 20 to 30 minutes, then slice, and you will be in beef heaven. Make sure to subscribe and to like all our videos. Join us on Facebook if you've not already been there. Thanks for watching Backyard Smokers Barbecue.